Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Okay, in today's class, what we are going to see, it's related to arrays concept. Before that, are you remember variables concept? Okay, what is variable? How we will declare a variable? See, to declare any variable in your program, you have one syntax, right? Or like
Yes,
int
sir.
some data type, a
Data
variable
type,
variable
variable
name.
name,
If you want to assign any
yes,
value to that variable, you can assign like this.
variable
Okay, what is this means? Okay, for example, if you declare any variable in your program, okay, in in that throughout that program you can use that variable, but you have that scope. Based on that scope only you can use that variable. But internally, what happens if you declare any variable in your program? Okay, in RAM, based on the data type, it will create one location based on the size of this int variable is 4 bytes, right? Okay, 4 bytes is allocated for that a. Okay, the value is going to store within that a. Okay, generally, general definition for this variable is a variable is a name of the memory location. Okay, you can say name of the memory location which is used to store data. Okay, see how you can say generally in RAM total memory is divided into different like addresses from 1001B. Okay, like this is the address. Within this address, you are pointing whatever. Once you declare variable in our program, directly it will point to this variable. Actually, this is the memory location. For that memory location, you are giving one name. That name is a. Okay, by using this a, you are going to access the data which is present within this variable. Okay, this happens related to this variable. Okay, see, to store 20, I declare one variable. Okay, for example, I want to store 30. Okay, what I need to do, I need to declare one more variable, right? Some int b equals to 30. Okay, what is this means? This is also similar. Okay, it will create one memory location in RAM that will, we are giving name for that RAM, that memory location is b. There we are going to store value 30. For this also, it has some memory location or some memory address. Okay, or like 30 or c, like that. You have some memory address. Okay, you can access this data by using either by this address or by using this variable. Okay, see, to store two values 20 and 30, you declare two variables here, right? One is a, one is b. Okay, for example, if I require, I want to store like oops using C++. This is our subject, right? Okay, the subject marks, I want to store all the students marks in the memory. Okay, you are about to 55 students are there, right? Okay, in your session you have 55 students, right? I want to store all 55 students marks in this memory. Okay, what I need to do now, I need to declare these 55 variables here, right? See, suppose rule number like 501 is there. This 501 is present today.
Manas, sir.
Manas or Manasa?
Manas.
501 is there, but is not speaking. You only. Okay, anyway. So 501, I have marks about some 20 out of 20. Okay. See, to store 20 marks for the student 501, what I need to do, I need to declare one variable with some name, with the student name or some rule number. Okay, I'm going to store that 20 within that variable. Okay, to store all 55 students data, I need to declare 55 variables here, right? See, for one student one variable. For 55 students, you need to declare 55 students. Okay, but it is difficult to declare 55 variables in your program. Okay, it is a bad programming practice to declare 55 variables. Okay, to overcome this problem, okay, to overcome this problem, we have the new concept is called arrays. Okay, see, you got this point. Okay, for to store single data, you are going for variables concept. Okay, variable can store only single data. Okay, if you want to store multiple type data, multiple data, you can say multiple data in a single variable. Okay, it is not possible by using variables concept. Okay, for that, to overcome that problem, we have the new concept called arrays. Okay, see, what is this array? Okay, I said right. Okay, to store multiple data in a single variable, we'll go with this arrays concept. Actually, what is an array? Here, an array is a data structure in C++, okay, which is used to store fixed size sequential collection of elements. Okay, fixed size. Fixed size means you are mentioning that the size of the data. Just I will minimize this one. Are you able to see this one? Anyway. Okay, see, an array is a data structure which stores a fixed size sequential collection of elements of same type. Okay, for example, if you want to store 10 numbers in a single variable, okay, that is possible with this arrays concept because all 10 numbers are the same type of integer. Okay, the same way, if you want to store some floating type data, okay, that floating type data have five floating type data is there. Okay, I can directly, instead of declaring 5 floating variables, directly you can go for this arrays concept, declare one array with the float data type. Okay, see, just remember that array means it is a one data structure which is used to store or like collection of elements of same type. Okay, collection of data of same type. Okay, simply other words, you can say that an array is a variable that can store multiple values of same type. Okay, in variables you are going to store only single value, but in arrays you are going to store multiple values, but all these values are of same type. Okay, see, then how you can like store these multiple values in a single array. Okay, see, syntax to declare any array. Okay, syntax to declare any array is for variables. What is the syntax? Here I am just writing for variables data type. Okay, data type space variable name. Okay, variable name. Then if you want to assign any value, here you can assign, or else you can in the next line also you can assign. This is the declaration syntax. Okay, then semicolon. Okay, in the same way, in coming to arrays also, we have syntax. Here it is data type. I will just maximize this one. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
See, the syntax you need to follow if you want to declare any array, that is data type. Okay, like data type, you can take any data type space array name. Okay, the name of the array. Okay, just like variable name, instead of giving variable name here, you need to give array name. Like you need to give square brackets. Okay, within the square bracket you need to mention size of the array. Okay, this is the declaring an array syntax you need to follow to declare any array. This is the syntax you need to follow. Okay, syntax here it is data type. Okay, here like data type, you can take any data type here. Okay, what are the data types we have, or different data types we have, right? Primitive types like int you can take. Okay,
int, char,
okay,
float.
yeah, all the data types you can take here. Okay, you can give any name here, name of the array. Okay, for example, if you want to store student data, you can give the student as the array name. For example, I want to store numbers. Okay, you can give the array name as number. Okay, here this is important, the size. Okay, you need to mention the size of this array. Okay, see, for example, if it is a variable, okay, if it is a variable int a equals to 20 means in memory it is going to like occupy some 4 bytes of data, right? In the same way, if I mention the size, based on the size that it is going to allocate memory within the like RAM. This, consider this is the RAM. Suppose if it just observe this like similar uh, example here. Just I'm going to create one array here, integer type array. This is the, I'm giving the name for array is number. Okay, int is the type of the array. Okay, number is the array name. I'm going to give size is 5. Okay, this means if it is a single variable, how much memory it is allocated for integer type? 4 bytes, right? If you remember, while discussing about the data types, we already seen this 4 bytes. Okay, but it is different to compiler, but 4 bytes of data is allocated for this like integer type data. But coming to arrays, if you declare any array like this, based on this size, the memory is going to allocate for this array number. Okay, this is the array name is number, right? Okay, see how it will allocate the memory. It is going to allocate based on this data type. For example, if I give this size as 5 here, it is going to multiply or like 5 into 4. Okay, integer data type is 4 bytes, right? 5 into 4 means 20 bytes of data. Okay, 20 bytes of data is going to allocate within this memory. Okay, because you are going to store 5 different type of data within this single or like array. Okay, based on this type of this array, the memory is going to allocate within the RAM the mentioned size, based on this mentioned size. Okay, if you mention 10 here, suppose if you mention the size of this array is 10, then the memory is allocated within this RAM is 10 into 4, 40 bytes of data is going to allocate. Okay, to store a single integer type data, you require 4 bytes of memory. Okay, just calculate that with the size of the array. Okay, then you will get the total size which is allocated in RAM. Okay, this is how that memory is going to allocate for this arrays. Okay, see, this is the syntax, right? Okay, this is the syntax you need to follow. Data type, okay, array name, okay, then size. Just we will see one or two example here how you can declare variable. Just simple first I'll go with the int data type. Okay, int some, I'm going to store number. Okay, number is my array name. Then you can give some 20 size, you are giving 20. Okay, next you can declare float type array, floating type arrays. Okay, float, you can give like anything. Then simply I will give percentage. For percentage I'm going to take one array name as per. Okay, you can here also you can mention the size of this array. Okay, see what this will do. Okay, if I declare any variable of any array here, this can be stored 20 integer type data within this number. Okay, how it internally it will store I will tell you, but if you declare any variable with this size, depending upon the size, it is going to store the data within that array. Okay, but this array is going to store only integer type data. Okay, in definition only we said, right? Okay, array can store multiple values of same type. Okay, same type of data it is going to store. Okay, you can take char also, char some ch of 10 characters this array is going to store. Okay, like that you can declare any like you can take based on your requirements, you can declare or any array like this. Okay, but you need to remember the syntax similar to variables only, but in variables we won't mention the size, but in array we will mention the size. Based on the size only, those many number of or data elements it is going to store this array. Okay, see, then declaring the variables is okay. How you can like insert some data within that array. Okay, see, if it is a variable, this is the box which is created in a memory and you are giving name for that, and there you are going to store the value 20 like this. Okay, then how it will be stored in RAM if you declare any array like this. Okay, see, the data is going to store in an array based on the index value. Okay, okay, based on the index value the array data is going to store in an array. Okay, if you declare any array, suppose if I declare a variable one array into some a of 5. Okay, what happens in RAM, it is going to allocate 5 into 4 means 20 bytes of data is going to store. Okay, 20 bytes of data is going to store in a RAM, right? Okay, how internally it will look. See, this is an array. Okay, you are giving a name for this. Okay, as a, this is array a. Okay, it is going to give 5 boxes here. If it is a variable, it is giving only one box, right? It is going to give 5 boxes. Okay, line 1, okay, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, see, if I declare any variable like this, okay, array internally in RAM it is going to give 5 boxes like this. Okay, each box having some address, but the array elements are going to store within this array by using this index value. Okay, here I will mention index. Okay, the index value in an array which is starts from 0. Okay, index value starts from the 0 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if you declare any array like this, it is going to give 5 boxes in a RAM memory. Okay, but for each box you can mention it as one index value. Okay, index value actually starts from 0. Okay, it will end, okay, it will end size minus 1. Okay, index value starts from 0 and it will end size minus 1. Okay, if you observe here, it is starting from 0, right? It is ended at 4. 4 means here I mentioned like size is 5 because it is ended. This is going to end here. Okay, we are saying that size minus 1 means it is ended at 4. Okay, if you want to insert some values into this array, okay, if you want to insert some values into this array, how you can insert? Okay, see, your requirement is you need to store some 5 different type of data within this like array A, right? But how you can insert some values within this array? Okay, based on this index value only, you can assign some values within this array. Okay, see how you can assign some values to this array. Okay, see here I'm going to assign index position 0. Okay, see A of 0. Like this, you need to take the some data from this array or this position, or you can assign some values to this index position 0. A of 0 equals to, I'm going to give some 20. Okay, see, for index position 0, I just assign 20. Then what happens? This 20 is going to store within this box 0 position. Okay, see, if I assign some A of 1 equals to, okay, A of 1 equals to some like 30. Okay, where this 30 is going to store? Are you there?
Yes, sir. It will be storing in that first box
At index position
after the index one.
after the index 1.
Yes, sir.
Any other answer?
Because already indexed to 20 only, sir. Here we are,
A of
when you're giving
here
A of 1 is 30, so it will have to, go and store in the first one, no?
A of 0, 20 is stored here. Okay, A of 1 means it is going go and store here itself. The 30.
That only I said, sir.
You said after index position 1, right?
Ah,
But
yes, sir.
but index position within the index position 1 only it is going to store.
Sir, I
Okay.
said after index, that is, there is 1, in that it will store. I mean that.
Okay. Anyhow.
Ah,
Okay, like this, you can assign some values into this array. Okay, based on this index value, you can assign some values, okay, into this array. Okay, for example, I want to give the value at position index position 4. Okay, how you can? Some A of 4. Okay, you can directly assign some 40 or 50 to the position 4. Okay, then it will directly go and it will store some 40 or 50 within this index position 4. Okay, like this you can assign like data to your array. Then how you can retrieve this data from this array? This is an array. Okay, I want, whenever I require, I need to retrieve the data from this array. Okay, how you can? Simply by using index value only. Okay, by using index value only, we are assigning some data within this array. By using index value only, you can retrieve the data from the array. Okay, how you can? For example, I need data from the index position 1. How you can? Just simply A of 1. A of 1 means it will give the data which is present within this index position 1. Okay, if you require index position 4, you can take the data directly from, just take A of 4. means it will give, this will give 30. Okay, this will give whatever the data which is present within that this position. Okay, like this you can retrieve the data from the array. Okay, see, we are discussing here arrays concept, right? Actually we have two types of like types here. One is single dimensional. Based on this dimensional, you can say one is single. Okay, one is multi-dimensional, you can say. Okay, one is single dimension. Okay, one is multi-dimension. Okay, whatever we are seeing here, this is a single dimensional array. Okay, multi-dimensional array we will see, but in single dimensional array, how the data elements are going to store in the form of one row. Okay, in single dimensional array, all the elements are going to store in the form of row. Okay, see, if you see here, this is one row, right? Okay, it is going to store in the form of row. Okay, see, programmatically we will see one example, then you will get some idea how you are going to declare one variable, sorry, one array, how you are going to assign some values to that array. Okay, like how you are going to retrieve the elements from that array. Okay, I said you can assign some data, you can like assign some data within the array like this, right? You have another way. Okay, you have another way you can assign some data to the array, any one array. Suppose if I take int some a, sorry, here I will go with the b of some 5. Okay, which is going to store 5 elements, right? You can assign directly by using curly braces also. Here directly you can, by using index value also, you can assign the data into that array. Okay, or else you can directly assign like this, some 1 2 3 4, okay, some 10, like this you can assign elements into this array. Okay, how these elements are going to store within this array b, similar. Okay, this 1 is going to store index position 0, this 2 is going to store index position 1, this 3 is going to store index position 2, this 4 at 3, this 10 at 4. Okay, this is a way you can assign some elements into your array. This is the second way to you can assign some elements to your array. Okay, see, this is the one way, this is the another way, this is the first way. Okay, this is the second way. You can get elements from the user also. Here directly I am assigning, right? Suppose here in variables concept also. Okay, int some a I have declared, some a equals to 20, like this I have declared, right? You can get that a value instead of assigning manually within the program. You can get that from user also, right? Okay, how you can? By using cin object, right? Cin like greater than, you can make a here. This means you can get the data from the user. In the same way, in arrays also you can get the data from the user. Okay, to get the data from the user, for that you need to use one for loop. Okay, for some index value starts from the 0, right? You need to make I value equals to 0. Okay, or like I less than or equals to, less than only, not less than or equals to, less than. Okay, less than size here, size of that array. Okay, next I plus plus. Okay, then open bracket, close bracket, you can use that cin here. Cin, you are going to retrieve the data from the user, right? Cin, you can say here b is, right, b of I, you will mention b of I. This way you can get the data from the user. Okay, instead of giving manually here, if you want to assign your array values from the user, you can go with this for loop. Okay, how it will work? 0th position, it will take first element. It asks the user to enter some elements to the into this array. then user enters some numbers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, like this he will enter, right? Okay. For first iteration, b of 0 means index position 0, the first value is going to store, index position 1, second value is going to store, like that it will repeat the loop and it will store within this array b. Okay, like this you can take the or you can assign some data to your array by using this loop also. By using user can enter some data from the keyboard. This is the third way you can assign values into your array. Okay, if you observe, all these are the single dimensional array only. Okay, related to multi-dimensional array we will see next, but before that we will see one example. We will execute some samples so that you will get some clear idea. Okay, this is about the theory part. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
See, this array means you can store multiple values in a single variable. Okay, but all the data elements are of same type. Okay, this is the syntax you need to follow. Okay, data type, array name, you need to take the array name, the size you need to mention. Okay, examples are these. In this way you can declare any type of array based on your requirement. Okay, if you declare any array, internally it will stores the data by using index value. Index value starts from the 0 and it will end at size minus 1 based on this size. If the size is 5, it will end at 4. Okay, see, you can assign some data into that array by using index value only. Okay, like this, a of 0 equals some value, like that you can assign some data to that array based on this index value. By using index value only, you can retrieve the elements like this. Okay, a of 1 means it will return the element which is present in index position 1. Okay, like that. In the second way, by using curly braces, directly you can assign the some data into this array. Okay, by using this curly braces. Okay, by separating comma. Okay, first element is going to store index position 0, second element is going to store index position 1, like that all the elements are going to store within this array. Okay, third way you can get the array elements by using scene object also. Scene means you can get the data from the keyboard. Okay, by using for loop you can iterate that loop based on your size. Okay, you can get the elements from the user. Okay, this is the third way you can assign some value to your array. Okay, see, I will show like one this thing in our compiler. Okay, this is our dev C++. Okay, so this is sample one. Okay, here what I'm going to do, I'm going to declare one first way. I'm going to declare one a where array name is a. Okay, integer type array this is. I'm going to mention this size is 5. Okay, see, I want to insert some elements into this array. How you can? Some a of 0. Okay, a of 0 means I'm going to assign 10 into that 0th position. Okay, then I'm going to like assign a of 1 equals to 20. Okay, what happens if I declare anywhere array like this? In memory it is going to store 5 into 4, 20 bytes of data is going to store in memory. That memory you can use. Okay, see, I'm going to, this is the way to first way to like assign some values into this array, right? Okay, I'm just simply I will get that data. Okay, and print in the out, I will print in that output. Okay, see out, first element I'm going to retrieve from that array. Okay, a of 0. Okay, like I'm giving one endl statement. Okay, in the same way I'm going to retrieve that second element also. Okay, a of 1. Okay, one endl state. And nothing I did, just I have declared one variable. Okay, integer type, sorry, not variable here, array. integer type array of size 5. Okay, you can store 5 integer type data within this A. Okay, but like I have assigned one value at index position 0. Okay, I have assigned another value index position 1. Simply I am just retrieving that two numbers by using index only, index 0 and index 1. I'm just printing these two in the output. Okay, just I'm saving this file. Just see the output. Are you getting bored? Just observe this output. How you got this output? See, simply I have assigned that some data into this A. Okay, A of 0 consists 10, A of 1 consists 20. Okay, just printing that in the output. Cout is used to print something on the output, right? By using cout, I'm printing this like A of 0 in the output. Okay, it is printed 10. Okay, A of 1, it is printed 20. Okay, see, suppose just observe what happens if I print A of 3. Okay, I'm saving this file, executing it. See, present A of 3 not consists any value, right? If you see here, A of 5 means you can store 5 different values. Okay, 5 different values within A. But here I have assigned only like A of 0, A of 1. Okay, here if you are not assigning any values to the remaining index position, it will simply it will assign some random number within that. Okay, random number within that. Okay, that if you want to access that value, you can see here. If I printed that A of 3 here, it is printed some random number. Probably it will print, it will take 0 only. Okay, that in that flower bracket case, it will take 0. Okay, but here it is taking some random number. Okay, if I print some A of 4, okay, A of 4 means if you see the output, some other random number it is printed, right? Okay, like this. That you need to remember. If you not assign any value, it will simply like assign some random number within the A. Okay, this is the one way to declare a variable, right? Okay, just I will remove these two. Okay, second way we will go with the second way. That is okay, into some B of some, here also will take 5 only. Okay, so I am going to assign values from 10, okay, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Okay, this is the another way you can assign the data into an array. Okay, now you can retrieve these elements similar, just like this way. By using index value, you can retrieve the elements. Okay, instead of B of 0 here, okay, here B of 1. Okay, see, here I have retrieved from A, here I have retrieved from B. Okay, what is the output here? It is 10, right? Here 20. What is the output I will get here? Can anyone? Here and here. B of 0.
10 and 20.
And 20, sir.
10 and 20. Okay, if I change it to 4, what is the output? B of 4.
50, sir.
50. Because this is the 0th position, this is the 1, 2, 3, this 50 is the 4th position. That we will see. Okay, just see. We'll execute this one. The same output will expect 10, 20, 10, 50. Okay, this is the way you can retrieve the elements by using index value. You can assign the values by using index, or else you can use but this curly braces. This is the second way. This is the first way. Okay, in this way also you can assign some values. Okay, third way I will declare one more integer array. Okay, that is I will take size as 3 here. I won't go with the 5, with 3. Then here what I am going to do, I am going to take the array elements from the user. Okay, see, just simply I will ask user like enter array elements. Rahim, can you take one screenshot? For array C, I am going to ask the user to enter 3 numbers. Okay, like if the user enters 3 numbers, okay, I'm going to read that those 3 numbers, right? Okay, how you can for okay some int I equals to 0 because index starts from 0, right? Okay, I less than 3. I mentioned array C is size is 3, right? Size you need to take here. Okay, then I plus plus. Okay, by using this for loop I am going to read the 3 numbers into this array C of I. Okay, all the 3 numbers are going to store in C. Then how you can like retrieve elements from that array? Same, from that C you can iterate by using this for loop only. Okay, for I equals to 0, I less than equals 3, I plus plus. I'm going, instead of C in here, I'm going to use C out. Okay, to retrieve to print something on the output, we use C out, right? C out. Okay, that's C of I here. Okay, one and else statement. See what I'm doing. For A and B, array A and B is completed, right? That is okay. Okay for you. Just third way, how I can get the elements from the user and how I can store those elements in a array. Okay, by using for loop. Here just simply this is simple cout statement. Here I am asking user to enter some elements. If the user enters 3 numbers, those numbers I need to store in array, right? Okay, for that I have taken one simple for loop. Okay, it is going to iterate 3 times. Okay, all the elements I am going to store within this C. Okay, in the same way I am going to print all the 3 elements in the output by using this for loop and cout statement. Okay, just observe this output. Here for third array you need to give some elements, right? 3 elements, right? I'm going to give 100 for first element, first 0th position, 200 for index position 1 and 300 for index position 3. Okay, now you see the output. First it will print this A of 0, A of 1, B of 0 and B of 4 and C of 0, C of 1, C of 3. Sorry, 2. 3 values are going to print. Okay, now you can see this is the output 10, 20, again 10 and 50. Whatever the elements you have entered here, those elements are printed here, right? 3. This is for C of 0. This is for C of 0. This is for C of 1. This is for C of 2. Okay, like this. The third way, you can get the input from the user and you can store those elements in array. You can print the array element in the output by using for loop. This is the way you can print in the output. Okay. This is about single dimensional array. Okay. Regarding this multi-dimensional array, we will see in the next class. Okay. You are feeling this one as a one blackboard, right? You are getting that feel.
Yes, sir.
This is good, right?
Yes.
Okay. We'll go with this one only from today onwards. Okay. That's all for today. If you have any doubts, you can ask. I think time is 1 or 2 minutes is there. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the next class. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
You are welcome.